Halloween for the witches, we're just basic white bitches. Mama rolling up the drive-thru with my pumpkin spice wishes, sipping on coffee pump. I'm like, so what? It's the freaking autumn season. I'm about as basic as it comes. Defeated by delicious fruit pie. Hello, everybody. This is NEDTJ on DBDFP. I am here live with a studio audience like Happy Days. I'm really excited to talk today about fall. So this is our pre-gaming fall episode because it's like pre-gaming, right? And fall. And this all actually is inspired by something that happened this morning when I got to go. Yes, that's right. I prepared this morning and all day for this episode. You're welcome in advance. And so I was going to actually have a totally different episode. I was going to talk about micro mages and crowdfunding and GoFundMes and Kickstarters, but we're not doing that this time. I will go through my micro mages thing. I may just do that as a separate video because it's awesome and I got really cool gear with it because you gotta have gear. But then I got pumpkin spice coffee today, and it wasn't just like, you know, a stupid pumpkin spice latte because I don't understand lattes. I'm not a big milk fan, and it seems to me that's just milk. It's just milk, right? Oh, there's some espresso. But, you know, I just ordered the espresso. You know, I don't sans the milk, like, because that's the coffee. Because I want coffee. Now, anyway, I got custom-made pumpkin spice flavored coffee from the barista at my favorite coffee place on earth, Java Love, which you can go online and order from at javalove.com. They're not even sponsoring me. I believe in that coffee a lot. Get the Badass Brew. It's the best. It's just a great blend of medium and dark roast. I don't really think there's any light roast in there, but it is a great cup of coffee. Grind it yourself. Don't buy ground coffee. That's just like PSA for the world. Get a grinder, okay? They're not that expensive. Get a Ninja. Do something. Fix your life. Just don't buy ground coffee. And if you do, make sure it's just like that little hazelnut that you put in on top of the coffee when you... Anyway, I'll have a whole coffee episode apparently. So she made it with... She had caramel, she had vanilla flavorings, and she had pumpkin spice seasoning and cinnamon. She didn't even have clover or allspice or whatever. And she managed to make a delicious pumpkin spice coffee, and it inspired me. It was so good. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to do a fall episode. So this is the fall episode on DBDFP, and welcome to the pre-gaming of fall. This is part of the tailgating autumn series. It sounds really fancy, but it's actually kind of a football thing. It's kind of like a waxing gibbous to your full moon that brings the zombies back from their graves. It's like the month of shaving before the mustache bash, your no-shave November before November. It's like the hipster no-shave November, no-shave August. And it's like the pumpkin pie that defeats us all, even though it's not fruit. It's a gourd, defeated by delicious gourd pies. That sounds disgusting. I'm glad we stuck with fruit. But, you know, apple pie, that's a thing. The point is pumpkin spice. I mean, fall. And that's why we're talking today, especially about pumpkin spice. And this may not go well, and I love that it's live, so no pressure. But I actually wrote a song, and by write it, I mean I just took somebody else's music and I put words on top of it. Some may call it a parody, which I think legally I have to say, or else I'm going to get copyright struck. Although I don't make any money on this, so technically R. Kelly's not going to make any money on this either when he tries to steal this, which he probably would because it's the kind of guy he is. So anyway, that's what I decided to do. I decided to make a pumpkin spice song parody of R. Kelly's, what is it called? Ignition? I just call it Bounce, like the bounce. Anyway, there's a really funny, the Duke University had a video from it a long time ago, but I'll do my best on this. So ready? You can't tell me I'm not actually looking at the screen. Now, usually I don't do an R. Kelly remix, but go let them listen to that little preview of that pumpkin mix. It's like with August Rose, I got this feeling in my nose, and I went to Dunkin', I suppose, because the Starbucks was closed. Asked the local barista if she was feeling what I'm feeling. She said I won't be till September, and I can feel my growing temper. So give me that pumpkin, let me give you my money. Rolling those cinnamon rolls, grabbing handfuls of cloves, pumpkin pie in the stoves. It's Halloween for the witches, we're just basic white bitches. Mama rolling up the drive-thru with my pumpkin spice wishes, sipping on coffee palm. I'm like, so what? It's the freaking autumn season. I'm about as basic as it comes. Coffee makes me bounce, 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 bounce. You're welcome. That also might not be long enough to get a copyright strike, even if I didn't say parody, but we're just going to go with it. So that is the inspiration for this week, and I'm very excited to be talking about all of the things that are fall and why I love it and why you should love it too, because a lot of the feedback that I got for the last 2 weeks as I've been talking about how excited I am about fall, because I just can't keep my mouth shut about it, and I actually literally bought a sign, welcome fall. And thank you, Dr. Oscilotopus, for your support in my endeavor to get people welcomed to the fall. You know, with a little bit of end of the summer cheer. It's getting to be in the 60s at night, which is hoodie weather, obviously. Extra gear. Hoodies are awesome. So that's number one reason why you should just be like on board right away before I even say anything. It's still sunny and hot enough during the day where you hate the heat because heat's awful. And even if you do like heat, you know, there's beaches and laying out in the sun, I guess, if you like to cook yourself like a solar panel. And, you know, then there's all kinds of other things that you can do that are summer-like. But then at night, there's like campfires, bonfires, fireplaces, fire. I mean, I think fire is the theme here. That's awesome. I just love the idea that you've got a mix of cool weather and hot weather. So I have the top down when I'm driving and it's summer, and then all of a sudden it's like 60, 62 degrees and I need a fire and a hoodie, and that's my happy place. So that's a really awesome part. The next thing is back to school. So here's the thing. A lot of you guys are adults who have children, and a lot of you guys are children who have a while to go before you're adults. So let me just split this up into the two. People who are in school still, technically, whether that's college or that's high school or middle school or whatever. Hopefully you're not watching this before you're in middle school. Like, where are your parents? Where are your parents? I said bitches. Like, where are your parents? Go ask for them. Topper's Funhouse is going to find out where your parents are. So you've been in summer break this whole time. And, you know, I know that you can still keep in contact with people, but let's be real. You're getting bad at things now. It's been too long. You haven't read anything. You haven't worked out at all. You're not playing your sport for your team. You're not debating. You're not doing all of the things that you were doing in your activity while you're at school. You're getting worse. You're degenerating. It's atrophy. God, can you feel it? Oh, you feeling what I'm feeling? It's bad. And it's getting worse every day. Thank God, fall's coming. You're welcome. So if you're an adult, and that's like most people, the reason why you're actually excited if you're an adult is because kids go back to school, which is great. That frees up like your whole day again. So, you know, you have the morning routine, and yeah, you might get up a little bit earlier, but then like you have the whole day and you're not entertaining and educating little people all day. So, you know, and then you got to pick them up and do all that other stuff, but hopefully you got them crammed, volunteer into some after school activities to make sure that they're not in your hair. Learning and enriching their lives, right? That's what after school activities are for, right? It's not to give parents extra time. Did I mention I have a Freddy Krueger t-shirt? It's really cool. I love that stuff. I should actually have stock in Hot Topic at this point. Although I want to go on a little bit of a tangent because that's not ever what the show does. Hot Topic bucks really expire fast. And there's a very small window when they start being activated. So like, I bought a bunch of t-shirts from Hot Topic, and then I went back shortly after because I'm thinking, I'm totally going to get these shirts for like cheap. I said it just like that too. I was a Chad. So then I went there and they're like, yeah, these don't work yet. Kind of like the most coffee places I went to, they kept saying August 24th for some reason is pumpkin spice season because that's fall. Looking at you, Duncan. And so anyways, then I went there again later and they were like, your bucks expired. And I looked at the thing and there was like a 5-day window. Like, you must go to Hot Topic in these 5 days. That really didn't seem very hot topical of them. Like, that wasn't hot. That deal was very cold very quickly. And it seemed very off the topic to give me a coupon that died so quickly and easily. So anyway, that's just, I still should have stock because I get a bunch of shirts from them, but maybe I won't be. Maybe I found a new t-shirt place, Hot Topic, But feel free to email me, defeatedbydeliciousfruitpies@gmail.com, if you'd like to be an official sponsor. So that's the one thing, is the school stuff. That's why I have the composition book and the calculator. So I keep getting asked this, like literally like 4 times since I've purchased this calculator from a dollar store, which this calculator is nicer than a calculator I had when I was a kid that was definitely more than $1. And it's like all like stainless steel, although it's banged up and really nasty looking. I opened this today. I opened the pack and it had like rubber marks on it. And I don't know how that happened since it was wrapped in the plastic, but Dollar Tree. So again, not an official sponsor. If all of these companies were sponsors, you guys would have a lot more content, like legit, like daily content. So get on that. If you know people who are in an industry that would like to support and supply their local Defeated by Delicious Fruit Pies member, feel free to have them email me, defeatedbydeliciousfruitpies@gmail.com. So yeah, a calculator, I keep getting asked like, well, why would you have that? Because doesn't everybody have a calculator on their phone? And I don't talk to those people anymore because I threw my phone against a wall when they said that and it broke. And now I need a calculator because my phone doesn't work anymore. Calculators are cool and they work off solar power. Solar power! They never die. Never. I mean, like, I guess it's never like the way that DiCaprio was never let go until he actually just froze to death and she sort of like just unceremoniously shoved him off the door. Kind of like that, never. Because if it gets dark or it's an old calculator, it dies. And it just dies and you throw it out and then you get your phone out and you use that. The point is, I got a calculator for $1 and it's pretty awesome. And the mug is pretty sweet too. So those are some things that are sweet about the fall. Then you've got, of course, pumpkin spice, which I just take coffee mug, item A, put coffee in it, hot brewed preferably, cold if you're weird. Take item B, which is pumpkin spice or organic pumpkin pie seasoning, insert the contents of item B into item A. Stir gently or vigorously, depending on how full your mug is, with a spoon or fork if you can't find one. Then drink. It's really cool to have pumpkin spice coffee. And I'll tell you, there's a lot of benefits if you have organic seasonings. And actually, it does matter if you get organic versus inorganic seasoning, because when essentially what seasoning is, when it's powdered, is a very concentrated form of a plant. So like cinnamon, not really so much because it's just like you shave it off. But when you have like pumpkin spice, it has like allspice and clove and cinnamon and like, you know, it has a bunch of stuff, nutmeg, I think. Those are all different plants that when you concentrate and make it in a powder form, if they have any pesticides or nasty stuff on it, it's concentrated as well. So just be careful about that. Although I don't know even what organic means, because I think it probably also could be just the same poison or different named poison. Like it's not called Roundup. So you guys are good. It's called Upround. And it takes care of all the pests. Even though it's not a pesticide, it's Upround. Get it at your Home Depot today, because they're not carrying Roundup anymore, but they'll get Upround in like no time. So if you use that and you put it in coffee, which is already an antioxidant, now you have all the powerful spices and antioxidants and pesticides, and you have the coffee, which also probably has pesticides and fungicides on it, and you mix it all together and you drink it, and it's super good for you. It just tastes good. I really don't care. It's probably bad for me. I don't care. But that's another big thing for fall. Halloween, obviously, Freddy Krueger shirt. Halloween is, for some reason, it's only in the fall. I don't know how this keeps happening every year, but it just seems like it keeps happening. Like every year, I think maybe this is the year where Halloween's going to be in the summer, fall, every time. Like same stupid day. It's always in October, like right before November. I don't know. I'm going to keep looking at it and checking it out because I got my eye on Halloween, but I have a feeling it's still going to be in the fall this year. Unless you do a New Year's party that's Halloween themed, which is always awesome. So consider that for your New Year's party also. I'd like to come. I like Halloween themed parties. So that would be good. But Halloween is an awesome time of year. It's an awesome 2 months of the year. And I know that some people think it's a day, and I know some people think that it's going trick-or-treating at like 1 in the afternoon on a Saturday, walking from place to place in a very safe and well-lit area with a bunch of other people that are looking at each other confused because it's daytime and it's Saturday and it's not even the 31st. And why are there these kids everywhere? And why are these adults so mad that I'm taking so much candy? I don't know. It could do that. Or you could just legitimately look at it the way I look at it, which is the Halloween season. So when I was a kid, I went to Catholic church. And we had the Christmas season, which was amazing because it lasted from like Advent all the way to like February, and it was just, they had the weird plants that had red leaves for some reason. Like I always thought that was like evil plants. So it was weird that they brought them in the church because they were like these blood leaves. But so they had these like red and green leaved plants and they put them all over the place and they had all the stuff up, the decorations for Christmas. And then you would look at like the missile or something and it would show like Christmas season. So it's like, man, it's Christmas forever. But nobody else thinks that. It's just the Catholics. So you go outside and it's like, oh, it's January and it's raining a little bit. And that's disgusting because it's going to freeze over like hell. Because I was just in church and that's what I'm thinking about. Anyway, but like the Halloween season, you don't even have to go to church. You could just go at like home and talk about like, hey, it's Halloween now, so I'm gonna start watching my favorite horror movies. Or like for me, I just got the complete series of the X-Files on Blu-ray. Because I used to have the DVD series, but then I gave it to Steve. Steve, I hope you're watching this, and I really hope you still appreciate that because that was the best box set, DVD set ever. And it's like impossible to find now. So anyway, I'm gonna watch all seasons, like 1 through 9. I'm not watching the new ones yet. Like I'll think about it, and I may or may not purchase them digitally, but I hate digital purchases. Okay, so another side, just because I didn't do a tangent yet this episode 5 minutes ago, and I wanted to talk about digital downloads and digital purchases. I talked about it like really briefly before, but please look at your digital catalog and think about how much money you've spent on your digital catalog. Now, take your favorite series, either, like Fear the Walking Dead. I liked that series a lot. So I purchased that digitally for 2 seasons. And then I found it on eBay for like on DVD or like Blu-ray. And it was like half the price of what I paid for just 2 of the seasons digitally. So I know it seems really convenient and you don't have to like get up and like, you don't have to deal with those stupid discs. And like Netflix ruined that for us, but make it a Blockbuster night, Put that thing in that other thing that reads the thing and then plays that movie. Whatever that thing is, VHS, 8-track, blood. I don't know what your sampling is, crystal spheres. Put that item into the other item that works to read the media and then watch that media. But please, be kind and rewind. If you don't rewind your DVD, the next person who watches that DVD is going to be very disappointed. If you rewind your DVDs, please write in to defeatedbydeliciousfruitpies@gmail.com. I want to hear from you. But yeah, I have a lot of VHSs that I actually do rewind. And I'm looking over right now. I have my Night of the Living Dead, Day of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead kind of movies in there somewhere. And it's great. It's awesome. Like, I love having those movies that I can put in. And the other cool thing that you can do in the fall is you take your catalog of movies, because you don't have it digitally, because you're not a dummy, and you look at all of the movies, you set them aside, and then you can, like, have them tilt a little bit to the left when you watch them and keep them tilted to the right when you're not watching them yet. And you can build out your playlist. And your playlist may take you, I don't know, from halfway through August until, maybe Halloween, to get through all your movies, because you like work and stuff and you do this podcast on Sundays. And so you really just need to space out the movies and probably work during some of them as well. And you can do the same with VHSs, but it's tough. The day after Halloween is a holy day. Church. That's not true. That's not a thing. We don't go to church after Halloween. Although I don't go to church before Halloween. I am going to go to hell. I wonder if they have costumes. So, and 8-track is music only? No, it's movies too now. It's like the crystal orbs. You got to get with the times. It's current year. So, what you can do with all those movies is watch them and talk about it with your friends and annoy them to like ever-living horrible. You horrify them, essentially, with your horror movie talk. And then they get into that's how you get them into the Halloween spirit. It's kind of like a deal. Like, I'll keep telling you over and over again about these horror movies that I'm watching until you agree to go trick-or-treating with me if I stop talking about those movies. But then I kind of don't stop talking about those movies. But you never really planned on going trick-or-treating anyway, did you, Greg? Did you? So I'm not having flashbacks. That was yesterday. I don't even know who Greg is, but he sounds awful. So you can go trick-or-treating. You can do the Halloween thing. You can watch your movies. And there's Thanksgiving. I know a lot of people aren't really into Thanksgiving, but, you know, you get to pick out your turkey now. You can go to your local farm. Maybe it's a beet farm. I don't know. But it's a farm. And they have turkeys, and you can pick them. And then you don't kill them and pluck them and gut them and all the horrifying things that we do to animals before we eat them. But you get to eat that turkey, maybe. How would you know? Later. And that's cool, I guess, because Thanksgiving. But there's also the better stuff, which is like the cranberry sauce and the cranberry sauce and the cranberry sauce. Because you can have it like 4 or 5 different ways, even though everybody knows the real way is like the Jell-O way, like where you like open the can, you like makes that sound when it pops on the plate, and it's just the same shape and has the rings of the can in there, and that's your Jell-O can, and you're wondering where everybody else's cranberry sauce is, and then like, oops, I got some gravy on it, and I ate that too, because like that's a weird combination of flavors, but I dig it. For some reason, we always had black olives on Thanksgiving. And I don't know why that was a Thanksgiving thing. It was kind of gross. It didn't really mix with anything else. I like it on pizza. I don't know why it was with the turkey. I ate them anyway. I like olives. I'll just eat olives. Like right now, I would eat olives. I'm looking for olives. Hi. Sorry, I just thought about olives. So there's Thanksgiving, and then there's like, you know, obviously there's the leaves. They're changing. They stop looking so stupid all the time and green. Like they're all jealous all the time, and then all of a sudden they like mellow out. Some of them get a little cowardly. They turn yellow, but some of them get really on fire. Like they turn like red, and some of them turn purple, and some of them just go straight to like brown. And those are the dead leaves. And we don't talk about them, but ripperoni, dead leaves. Moment of silence for our dead leaf friends. That's really awesome. It smells good too. Like fall smells good. Even though I kind of get fall allergies, it smells so good when you go outside, and it's kind of like it didn't rain or like rained recently, but you're in the woods and you just smell like the dead leaf smell out there. Like it's like one of the best smells ever. And then you sneeze, but it's okay because nature. And the sky looks really interesting and unique too. And you start to smell winter in the air as you get closer and closer to winter. Like you know, you kind of smell that cold, moist air where it's almost snow. Like it does snow, like cold air has a smell. If you've never smelled it, I urge you, get out of the city. Get out of the city. Go to like the real world. There are places where there's grass on the ground. It's not just for dogs. You can walk on it. Take the dirt in your hand. Don't do that. That's disgusting. It might have anthrax. You know that can live in grass for like a long time? That's like where it is. Like in the Midwest, like live anthrax is sitting in grass in some places, just like chilling out for years. I don't mean to terrify you from picking up grass, but don't touch the grass. Just smell the roses and the dead leaves and the bears. I'm not going to finish that. I did that last time. So you have that. You have like all the like leaf things to think about. You have haunted hay rides. You have cornrow mazes. You have apple cider. I mean, geez. So this is the one thing that I won't do. I try not to get apple cider early before I start seeing local apples harvested for a little while, because where did you get that apple cider? Did you ever think about that? Where'd you get that apple cider? Where'd you get those apples? Is that really even cider? Or did you just put pumpkin spice in Mott's apple juice? That's probably what happened. It's my tinfoil hat theory about apple cider, is that it's not really from places where apples are growing, because how could apples just be growing in those quantities all year? You're buying cider in August. That's weird. That's weird. Like, think about your life. Again, make good choices. This stuff expires pretty quickly. So you're getting fresh apple cider. And if you get spiced apple cider, we're not friends, but you get apple cider. I don't know where that's coming from. It's probably like that olive oil conspiracy and that honey conspiracy where like the mafia was like, and China still does, put just corn syrup in with the honey They just sell it as honey, but it's corn syrup. Or like they were taking like really crappy vegetable oil and just pouring it in with a little bit extra virgin olive oil, and they were selling it by the truckload and making millions of dollars on crap oil. That's just fantastic. So that's my hashtag conspiracy theory for the day, is that apple cider is not apple cider. It might not even be apple juice. It's kind of like purple flavored drinks and red flavored drinks and orange colored drinks. They don't taste like the fruit. Red's not a fruit, but they don't taste like a fruit at all. And what is fruit punch? How does fruit punch taste like all of the things that you see in the fruit punch picture? It has nothing to do with that. It tastes like red. Like it's red juice. It tastes like red. It's red flavored. That's what my brain was like when I was a kid. I was like, that's red juice. It's kind of like, what is Ecto Cooler? It's green juice. Tastes like green juice. It's delicious. Don't buy it today though online because it's expired and you'll throw up like that Crystal Pepsi guy. Look up his video if you have a strong stomach. It's disgusting. Fruit punch is weird. Apple cider's not real. Fall is coming. I'm really excited about all these things. I'm not excited about any of the things except for fall of that list. I'm excited about other things. How are you? So I have pumpkin spice with me. Anyway, so the fall thing about, getting excited now, like why August? And this is the thing that I keep getting into conversations with people about. And it's kind of I know I'm calling this part of the Tailgating Autumn series, which it may be part 1 of 1. I haven't decided yet. I think that'd be kind of trolly and funny, so I might do that, but don't tell anyone. It's what I talked about before with the not getting jaded thing, right? There's always something to get excited about next. And I really don't think it's healthy and good. And this is the part where I'm gonna get preachy. And I already had somebody who doesn't watch me. They can't hear me. They can't listen to me. And they know that I do these podcasts, and it's okay. I love you too anyway. But you're not watching this, so you know what? No, I don't, because you're not gonna watch it anyway. So they said that they don't want to be preached at on a live stream because they hear me talk about it all the time anyway. But that's what I do. I drink coffee and I know things. So what I'm talking about here is not being like, oh God, summer's over. I hate when summer's almost over because it's still summer and I get to enjoy all the summer things. Man, that sucks. Like, can't you just at least get upset and miserable when summer's over? Like, why do you have to get upset and miserable weeks before? So I reverse that to kind of hit the trend hard, get it right in the teeth and just move it forward. I'm excited about fall way before fall. I'm excited about Halloween way before Halloween. Probably 180 days before Halloween, I get really excited about it. That's true. There's, those things where it's after Christmas, they say it's 364 days until Christmas. So I get excited ahead of time about the next thing. It's not that I don't love summer. I love a lot of things about summer. I got a bicycle, and I can ride my bicycle to my office, and that's exciting. And I'm really excited about doing that this week. But fall has a lot of really cool things about it. The moon looks really cool. The sky starts to get clearer. It starts to be cooler. It's just better. I don't want people even near me in the summer. If it's hot, I don't want to be near anybody. I don't want you, don't look at me hard because I'm going to start to sweat. So when it's nice and cool and I actually want to turn on a fireplace, it's nice. And then I don't hate people. It's I really like people at that point because I genuinely like people, just not when it's 95 degrees. Don't touch me. Don't look at me. I don't exist right now. I am actually a puddle. You ever see Robin Williams live on stage? That's me all the time. So yeah, I don't really love fall and hate summer, or love summer and hate spring. Obviously everybody has their favorite seasons, and fall is my favorite season. But it's not that I even hate spring, even though spring's kind of that middle child between winter and summer. It's just really, and it's the awkward phase. It's teenage years. It's really oh, am I cold? Is it gonna snow? Is it gonna be 60? Ew, is that a puddle or is that frozen ice? I don't know. There's a lot of that stuff. Nights are longer. Oh, that's the cool thing about spring. See, it has something going for it. The days get longer. And, in the fall, the nights get longer. But since I like night better than day anyway, because I'm a vampire, that's good for me. So this is a good thing for me. So you're not giving me a negative. Maybe it's a negative for you. But that's okay. We all have our faults. I love you anyway. What is All Saints Day? Why are you saying All Saints Day? Oh, for the day after Halloween. I got you. Yeah, I don't care about All Saints Day. I care about Halloween, and it's not that I don't care about saints. I have one of them in my namesake because I still got confirmed. Because like I said, I was Catholic when I was a kid, and it's a really cool one. It's Thomas Aquinas, who was the man. And if you want to watch or read, you can't watch. Maybe there's a documentary on it, or if there's not, Hollywood, I'm your narrator for that Summa of the Summa Theologica. It's only going to be a 12-hour series, I promise, of straight reading. It's going to be longer than that. I can't lie. It's not exactly Stephen King, who's awful. It's okay. Stephen King, you do respond on social media and things like that. Don't hate me just because I think that most of your books are crap. I like some of your stuff. And I think that means that I like more of your stuff than most people's because everything they've done, which is usually nothing, is awful. So there's that. I'm just throwing that out there. I have your book series, the leather-bound one over here. So don't hate me. And if you do, write a book about me. You can write to me at defeatedbydeliciousfruitpies@gmail.com, and I'd be happy to discuss it further. I'm already in Dead Jack, the second book, not the first one. So anyway, I digress again because that's what the show is. It's Defeated by Delicious Fruit Tangents. And, fruit tangent sounds good. Yeah, so anyway, that's the thing about seasons is that you should be looking forward to something about every season, even winter. Yes, even winter. And I remember I scraped my car off. I shoveled snow every time it snowed.
DBDFP double down, down,
For hours
down.
before, while I was actually at work, because I got up at 5 and I'd drive to the school and then I would do a meeting there and then I'd go to my office and I'd be there and then it would finally start to have the sun come up and I had already been working for 3 hours. I know, like that part is not fun and your car being cold when you get in it because you don't have a garage and there's a lot of stuff that, is left to be desired in the winter, but there's snowman, there's snowball fights, there's hot chocolate, there's ugly cities looking nice for like 2 hours when it snows. There's that quiet that happens when it snows really heavy, thick snow. Like, that like you can hear the silence because the snow is actually muffling the sounds. The sound of crunching snow under your feet is kind of awesome. There's a lot of stuff about different seasons that is cool. Even like I said, spring has flowers and stuff. Summer has heat and water parks and beaches and swimming and bikes and tennis. I also enjoy tennis. So it has a lot of cool things about every season. It's just the fall's the best. That's all. That's all I'm saying. It's just the best. And it's coming. And you should get used to it because it's coming. It's okay. I'll forgive you if you don't love fall. All I'm saying is I think I made a pretty solid case for why fall is amazing. So anyway, that is this week's episode of DBDFP in the part 1 of the autumn tailgating party series, but it's really just a party in my head all the time. So if you have any other questions, you want to throw that in the comments section now or later if you're watching this as a recording. If you're listening to this on the podcast, thank you for joining us. We appreciate your listenership. We are over 14,000 unique downloads on the podcast, which you can find on iTunes at DBDFP. I never really advertised that, and I think it's pretty cool that we're on iTunes, and we've been around for years and years now. I think we started in 2013, so it's like 6 years that we've had a podcast live and active on there. We're on Libsyn. I'm working on getting us on other platforms. It's just tough because they all have their own unique addresses and ways to register. But iTunes is a pretty safe bet. And if you just find us on Libsyn, libsyn.com, you can just type in DBDFP and we come up and it's a download, or you can stream it on a browser. Even on your phone, you can stream it. So if you can't look at this beautiful face of Dr. Oscilotopus and my ugly mug on Sundays or as a recording, you can always just listen to us on the train or on a bus or while you're driving around or while you're at work trying to ignore your boss and or annoying coworkers. But we always appreciate the listenership, the viewership. Please like and subscribe if you have not done so already to this channel. You can find us on Facebook at Defeated by Delicious Fruit Pies. You can find us on the Twitter at DBDFP, and you can follow us there. We always post the time every week that we're going to be doing the episode at some point during the day on Sunday. And I make other announcements too if it's not going to happen. Like last week, I was gone out of the state, so I had to postpone And you can check out our other videos on this channel. I have several playlists that you can feel free to peruse. I know a lot of people, I get thousands and thousands of views on these videos, but not all on my other playlists. So I don't know why it's just not directing. Maybe because they're like 12 and 40-second videos. Some of them are, well, I think one's a minute. But feel free to check those out too. We're always happy to have you guys here, and you can always be a guest on our show. It's not all about me. I mean, it is, but it's all about me having you on the show. So I'm excited about that too. Please be a guest. Think about it. It'll be fun. Make sure that you have a working microphone, a working camera, and a good internet connection so I don't have to put a little alien head on you like I did with Colin when he was on. But he will also be with me when we do our next episode of DBDFP. Not this, yeah, this coming Sunday. So he'll be with me live in studio. It would be awesome if I had like a studio that can handle more than one person. But it'll be fun anyway. We're going to have a blast. So anyway, thank you all. Email me at defeatedbydeliciousfruitpies@gmail.com if you have any other specific questions or if you just kind of want to DM me. Otherwise, I will see you all on the other side of a delicious pie. Later.
Defeated by delicious fruit pies.
DBDFP double down, 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 down.